Two dudes reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Quincy.
And you're the host, Justin.
So, as you guys know, we are working with the Geek Grind now, and for those of you that don't know, we're working with Geek Grind now.
Yeah. It's a great company, and you got your sampler pack.
I did get my sampler pack. In fact, Lauren was like, I wonder where that's going to show up, and she goes and checks her email. She's like, apparently it's been sitting on our porch all day. Because she never checked the email. And so we go out there, and it's sitting right there.
All right. And you said you were super hyped about the espresso.
No, I'm super hyped for all of it, but the one that I've got going right now is the Dragon's Roast.
Ooh.
Now, the cool thing about the sampler is it's each flavor. One of them is cold brew, so I'm going to have to figure out how to use the cold brew setting on my coffee pot.
Oh.
But they come in little packages,
mm-hmm.
and it is exactly enough that if I grind it, it makes an entire pot of coffee.
Okay.
So it is perfect to give a pot for each one. Now, the Dragon Roast is described as the Dragon Roast is described as a dark fire blend, the alpha beast of the old world, soaring high above and hoarding deep below. The fire drake is eternal. The Dark Roast Super Premium Coffee is hand-picked at high elevations on top of ancient volcanoes near the cliffs of Darien, Colombia. Follow the treasure of taste with notes of dark chocolate, brown sugar, and tantalizing tangerine. Sorry. These steps hold their secrets closely. Unlock the first chapter of an age-old story with Dragon's Roast, Dark Fire Blend.
All right. Do you get the hints of the tangerine, though?
I don't get the hints of the tangerine.
Oh.
Now, I'm wondering if that's because of the coffee creamer I use. I did try this one black, and it's not one that I would like to drink black, but it's one I will drink black, despite it being a dark roast. Normally, dark roast, I can't drink them black. It's too harsh.
Okay.
But this one I could. I would just prefer to add cream and sugar. So I'm wondering if maybe there's like a cream out there that I could use that would maybe bring up the tangerine notes and bring up the chocolate and the brown sugar notes.
That'll be next week when I finally pop back over and we lift off our little quarantine. I have, as said, a creamer specifically for you.
Well, and while I'd love to try your creamer with the Dragon's Roast, like I said, it's the sampler pack, so it's still a product. But so we'll have to use it on something else.
For another dark style roast that you're going to probably need it. Yeah,
well, I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to just go through this whole sampler over the next, because it's like 6, 7, let me see. I think we got the 7 one. So it's like 7 coffees. So I could do all 7, one after the other. Or I could mix in some other stuff there. I haven't decided yet. I've already tried one of them for one episode. That was when I first did the Elven's Enlightenment. So we'll see. Yeah, but yeah, so this one was pretty good. If you like a dark roast, I definitely suggest it. If you want to try it out, we're going to have a link in our description. Go ahead and go there. You can also get the link on our Twitter page and our newly active Instagram.
Oh, shit.
That's right. We have an Instagram finally, and we are using it pretty consistently and getting a lot of feedback. I don't know if you've checked it out, but you remember that video Lauren recorded of us with Nerf guns?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, that's on there.
Yeah.
People are loving it though.
Good.
So
good.
So yeah, if you just want to go and check out our Instagram, it's just UglyMugsPodcast. There we have a couple different posts, as well as a link to our website and a few posts for Geek Grind with our link on there as well. You go in with our link and use the discount code JUST H20. That's 20. That'll get you a nice little discount for you.
20% off, to be honest.
Which is pretty good.
That's
and they do free shipping on a couple of different things, or for subscribers. If you decide you want to do a subscription, if you try the sampler and you like it, you come back and you do a subscription, you get the free shipping, and you just coffee every week or every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks, whatever you want.
Hell yeah.
So, you drinking anything new today?
No, I picked up a 20-pack of aloe green tea. You remember that aloe drink I was drinking 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I picked up a 20-pack of them because they were on sale at the corner store, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And
Hey, as long as you like it.
oh, I love it. Okay, aloe. You've had an aloe drink before, correct?
Honestly, I don't think I have.
Oh, one of these days, you know what? Next week, I'll probably give you one of the strawberry ones I have. But
Cool.
it is a sweet. It's like I don't know. It's a health drink, but it's not really a health drink. It's so bizarre, but it's so refreshing. Like, it's an anytime kind of drink that's just refreshing at any time. But the green tea one you can taste the green tea. It is very, very good. I prefer the strawberry, as said, but I'm doing the green tea one for the episode in a mug, I might add.
Nice.
Gotta keep uniform now.
Is the mug anything special?
Nah, it's just a plain Jane white one.
Mine today is David Tennant's Doctor looking up into the sky. It's kind of a nice one. I got it from Hot Topic years ago, and it's like the designs kind of started to come away at the top, and now it just kind of makes it look like he's looking up into rain clouds. It kind of works.
The blue one?
Yeah, it's got like a bluish color to it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know exactly which one you're having. You have two of my mugs.
I do.
And I look over and I only have like 3 mugs here because I don't use mugs too often for my own personal use. I just grab a cup or grab a can and some.
I use mugs for coffee, tea, all kinds of things, but I use glasses a lot too because I realized we had a lot of plastic cups in our house, and I started noticing that there's just something about plastic. I feel like it leaves a taste behind.
Ew. Yeah, I don't.
I realized I don't like using plastic cups. I use glass cups now.
Okay.
One other thing that I wanted to bring up, something else that I discovered and now I am on, and people can come and see what I'm listening to, talk, maybe join in some discussions. There's an app called Good Pods. That's GOODPODS. You can get it from the App Store. I think you can get it from the Google Store as well. I went ahead and made an account. You find podcasts on there. You follow people. You follow them to see what they're listening to. You have discussions about podcasts. It's basically social media, but it's all centered around discussing podcasts and finding other podcasts and finding creators. It's pretty cool.
You sent me a link, and I noticed it, but I never clicked it. So I'm going to go scroll up and take a look while we're in the midst of talking.
Yeah, I've already got several followers on it. And I'm hoping to start connecting with some other podcast people, see what they're listening to. Because I drive for work, so I listen to a lot of podcasts.
And most of my stuff is either on hiatus or they just wrapped up. I'm going to give a quick shout out to None Other D&D Podcast. They just wrapped up their first campaign.
Oh, congrats.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's completely free. And it's just a nice little user base to go through and check out what people are listening to. And you can even, I don't know about on Android, but if you're an iPhone user, you can import your subscriptions from the podcasts on like the podcast section on your iPhone over. So just move your subscriptions right on over, so you can keep following them there. You can listen to them directly from that app. You can listen to them from your podcast app, wherever you want.
I don't. Yeah, I only see the Apple thing. Hang on, I'm gonna flip open my phone.
Dun dun dun.
I don't know what the heck. Why it would just be Apple, I don't know, but
I mean, they might still be kind of new. I'm not entirely sure. They're following us on Twitter, and that's what made me realize, like, oh, hey, look at these people. I wasn't paying enough attention to them. Let me go check them out.
It is not on. Yeah, it is not on Android.
Well, hopefully they can fix that soon and get out there for everyone.
Yeah, because I would like to discuss as well. I mean, especially when I want a good live play style, and I want to, enjoy it and listen. And I was starting to listen to like Dungeons and Daddies, and I was like, this is interesting, but this isn't what I'm looking for,
Yeah. Well, and I kind of I've been in that same position where, like, I've gone to Reddit and I've gone to just doing Google searches, and I've read comment sections and whatnot and tried to find other podcasts that are in the same vein of what I'm looking for. And I realized what happens is you get the same 10 podcasts. Like everyone suggests the same 10 podcasts. And so it was kind of cool looking at this and going, oh, there's another way that I could talk to people and see what other people like. And you don't have to do anything to get your podcast on there. Ours was already there because ours is on iTunes.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, that's amazing to just be like, we're already established, and all you have to do is just download the app. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Made an account, claimed our podcast as me being the host. I'm sure you can come in and make an account. I mean, once they make it available on your phone, that is, and you'd be able to claim as well. And you can claim all the podcasts you have. So say I started up a second one, I can go through and claim that as well.
Okay, I can mess with that on a good day. I mean, as said, I'm always down to discuss. I've joined 3 Discords just so I can discuss nonsense about D&D. Just because it's always there on the back of my mind that I just want to discuss things.
Well, I feel like with you mentioning D&D, that's a good place to start. Let's start with that last news story you sent me.
Oh, the Studio Ghibli.
The Studio Ghibli.
Okay, a little bit of the Ghibli.
That's later news.
That's later news. So, a pair of siblings, the Dodds, I'm going to call them, are creating a Studio Ghibli-inspired Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game. And we've had a few satire styles, such as Rick and Morty has their own campaign book to teach those who weren't originally interested in Dungeons and Dragons about Dungeons and Dragons through Rick and Morty in various comics and other styles. And
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That sounds really freaking cool.
It's interesting. But of course, with Rick being Rick, he kind of alienates people toward different spells. And I was like, I guess that's a good way of teaching people about like
magic missile.
Yeah, pretty much a fireball. It was a bit alienating on that sense, like, oh, that's a Jerry spell. I'm like, that's Friends. Friends is one of the best spells you can possibly learn at any level 1 because it's a cantrip. You pop that shit right out. It immediately gives you advantage on all persuasion and deception rolls. For 1 whole minute, get you through a conversation. You leave that conversation. They know you bullshitted them, but at the same time, they're like, what the hell am I going to do? If I fight him, I look like an idiot.
Yeah, I did that for a little bit before realizing I really didn't need that just because my charisma was so fucking high. Well, and that I could roll so well.
It's good for good charisma checks, sure, but it's good to have that advantage. It's good to be like, I rolled a 5, roll again. Oh, I rolled a 15, boom, dirty 20, or that sort of thing. But it's all drawn, all good art. Morty's a half-orc rogue. And
all right.
Yeah, it's interesting art styles all the way through on, people and the characters. But Studio Ghibli, I'm super interested. This one seems like it's going to be one of those really heavy on story. And I'm excited for this. It has a Kickstarter phase. I've looked it up. I'm having a hard time finding it. I don't know if it's under a different name. I'm gonna try and look it up. Seeing as I have all this power at my hands, I'm gonna go look for it right now.
I wonder if the reason why you're having troubles finding it is that they are using someone else's material.
Well, then you have that one word right there that it is style or inspired by.
Yeah. I did find out how to sign up for their news. Let's see. The website announces a Kickstarter update mailing list, and I found that. Yeah,
I found it too, but that's for Carbon 2185 is what I've found, which is a cyberpunk RPG style. It looks interesting. I got a little brief look into that. But I'm not finding the one for the Ghibli. But it was on a few news articles. I've read a couple. It looks interesting. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go dabbling around. I'll leave it for now. Oh, wait, hold it. Wait, maybe. Can I? Oh, come on. I found the creators on Kickstarter, but it's not showing me what they've created. You mother frickers. Oh my god. Well, I tried.
It's alright. I'm sure that if there's an issue, it'll be solved soon. I mean, these people are asking for money. It's not something they're going to want to leave unsolved. But basically, there's someone that's out there trying to do a Studio Ghibli style Dungeons and Dragons setting.
Yeah.
It's from, what was the studio name on this? I saw that.
Dragon Turtle Games.
Okay. So, I mean, look out for them. Look out for what they're doing.
And hopefully it pops back up. Because that's going to be a world of excitement. Especially if it's going to be Ghibli themed.
Well, and that leads me to something that's not news, but something that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention. I know a lot of people are still stuck at home. And even without being stuck at home, you want to read shit. You want to check out some cool stuff. Polygon did a really cool article that you guys might want to go check out. And basically, it's looking into the influence that Studio Ghibli has had on the gaming world, like on game designers, and how it's extensive and ever expanding. So they cover all kinds of games in here. They talk about A Boy and His Blob to Battle of Chief Brigades. They've got images for you. They've got videos for you. It's right on Polygon. They even talk about Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh.
And I think they talk about Winds of the Wisp. And they did a really cool... I think they talk about the sequel. But they do a really cool thing where like they have a image from one of the Studio Ghibli things. And it's got this bar that you can slide back and forth to compare it with an image from Ori and the Blind Forest. So anyone that's a fan of Studio Ghibli, I think will get a kick out of this. And anyone that's a gamer that maybe hasn't really experienced Studio Ghibli may want to go and look at this and kind of see where some of the influence is coming from for the games you like.
I mean, with Ori, I can definitely see it. That is some front page material, but it's still good to know where they got it, where they started off their ideas.
Yeah. Well, and, you always hear about, I was influenced by that, I was influenced by this, so hearing that anime influenced a game is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally it's, another game influencing another game and so on. Or a movie influencing a movie, TV show influencing a TV show.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and slide over to our mini reviews that we've got.
Okay. Well, I don't really have anything too big. I finally started playing Dishonored 2. I'm enjoying it so far. I went with the daughter, because you get to pick who you're going to play as.
Mm-hmm.
The story's good. The mechanics are pretty good. I do feel like they're being a little unfair. There's been a couple times where I'm choking someone out because I'm trying to do the pacifist run, and someone runs up and starts trying to fight me, and they kill that person because I'm holding that person in front of me, and it counts as me killing them.
Yep.
And that bugs me. The game really wants to try to get you to kill. Like, it's constantly giving you weapons and ammo and whatnot. So being the pacifist is a very difficult one.
Oh, yeah.
Even making the decision at the beginning where it's like you either have to kill one of the traitors or lock them in a certain room. And knowing what I know from later on, and spoilers for the game, and you've played the game, right? I'm not giving you any spoilers.
Yep, I'm okay.
Okay, so spoilers for the game. If you lock him in the room, you eventually make it back there, and you find him like dead and like mummified in that room. So
I didn't do that. I was I already played when I finished 1. I already knew like how the game progressed when you killed. It was it basically works on the plague because the plague rats always ate from death. They didn't care for very much for a live thing, so they would usually kill to make more dead things. And then of course those who were blighted or otherwise, they would have to fight. But so I was just like, I'm just gonna kill. I'm just gonna feed into this problem.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to replay it again. Like, I'm going to do a second one where I play as the dad, and that one will be the one where I kill.
Oh, okay.
Because he's killing in the cutscene. You know, before you get to pick a character, he's fucking chopping heads off.
That is what he do. That is what he do, easy.
But I haven't had the chance to sit down and play the new expansion to Mortal Kombat 11. I do have it. I will play it. I'll probably play it before the next episode and give a review on it. I did run into the crypt, though, and pick up the special 24-hour vault that they had that gave you a Liu Kang. No, it was Kung Lao. Give you a Kung Lao costume and a new Kung Lao hat.
Oh.
So I went and grabbed those, but I haven't actually sat down and played the story yet, so I can't give a review on that.
Okay.
What do you have to review?
Knives Out. I finally got a Blu-ray copy of it, and I watched it.
I'm so happy for you.
I am very happy as well. I'm not going to go into spoilers because I recommend this movie flat out from start to finish. I might actually watch it again. Like, as soon as all this is over, I'm probably going to go lay in my bed and put it back on. It is.
It's one of those movies that we went and saw it in theaters with my brother, me and Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
And he immediately was like, why is this still in theaters? I need to own it. He was like, I need to be able to just watch it whenever I want to watch it.
That's a good form of mentality, because I'm going to kind of spoil on how I got this, even though it's very weird and campy. I got it out of a Redbox. I actually managed to purchase it. And I know that sounds very strange, but I only paid $4 for it.
Which is fucking amazing, because I bought my copy only like a couple weeks ago and paid full fucking price. Granted, I got the Blu-ray, 4K HD, digital code, all that stuff.
Yeah, I just got the Blu-ray. I was happy with the Blu-ray for $4. And I mean, I'm not like you. I don't like to go out of my way for certain special editions anymore. I now just...
Oh, dude, there's a special edition for that I can't get, and I hate it myself.
Oh. But even still, I was happy with what I got. I'm not gonna go around to try and find some things anymore. I'm happy with original. That's it. But the movie is fantastic. You haven't seen it? You haven't heard of it? No. Go look up at least the trailer. Daniel Craig is a godsend in that movie. He is the Val Kilmer of the new generation.
With, like, being able to just
go
into a role and just be that fucking role.
Yes. In what was it, Casino Royale, when he's getting his balls busted in and he just starts fucking laughing. Like, you can't lose. You cannot lose with Daniel Craig on your crew.
So that scene pretty much happens the same way in the book. I think he's hitting him with something different though. But yeah, it's the same concept in the book. Is that was straight up a Fleming thing. The guy was torturing Bond by beating him in the nuts.
Jesus. Also, that is a really nice
the steel box?
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is I didn't know it was a thing, and it was on it was at Best Buy for $34.99, but they've been sold out for a really long time. And the few people that are selling theirs for hundreds.
Oh, man.
And I can't justify that.
No, I didn't. Never mind. They're sold out, too. Jesus Christ.
It's nowhere. I checked Zia and everything.
Yeah, $199.90 from an independent seller on Amazon.
Yep. See.
I ain't fucking with none of that. But hopefully you'll find it if you're actually wanting it for inexpensive, or they make a second run.
I wish they would make a second run. That'd be cool.
Mm.
Even if they like gave a new artwork to it, so that like the two runs are different.
Yeah.
Where like does this make it into your top 5, top 10?
As far as my overall, yeah, it makes it in my top 10. Where, I'm not gonna really place it right now. I need to sit down and actually think of all the movies I've seen, especially the ones that you've shown me during our reviews. Mm-hmm. I need to sit down and think about it. But this is probably going to be in the top 10.
Yeah, my brother, as soon as he found out that I got it and put it on Vudu, because he has my Vudu, he immediately sat there and he's like, I'm watching it now.
Oh, shit. As said, as soon as I'm done putting up this audio recording, I am going to sit my ass down and probably watch it.
Gotcha. So I'm glad you really liked it. Do you think it deserves the praises it's getting for the freshness?
Best movie of 2019. I don't even need to look at the freshness. What is the freshness? Is it bad? Good? 97?
97. It was at 100 for a little bit, but it's at 97.
That's perfect. It doesn't pander on certain scenes too long. It sticks around as long as you need it. It makes you think, but not too hard. It says, hey, here's these 2 relevant points. We'll mention them later. And it mentions them in such a way that you go, wait. And I'm not, as I said, I don't want to spoil too much, but it is very, very enthralling to basically say, here's your 3 things, here's your 3 things later, those 3 things are important, enjoy. It wraps everything up so nicely.
And you loved Craig's accent.
Oh my fucking god, I did.
Now, I saw a post that said, I want Knives Out sequels, but they're all Craig doing a different accent.
I mean,
and
yeah.
I was like, that's hilarious. I love it as a joke. Obviously, I don't want it for real, but could you imagine if he did like a YouTube series or something where it's just him investigating things with some obscure fucking accent every time?
Oh my god, Jacques Cousteau.
Right? But there is going to be a Knives Out sequel. He's confirmed it, the writer-director. And this is the same writer-director for The Last Jedi.
Ooh.
So it's interesting seeing what he does when he creates something from the ground up versus trying to build on an existing property.
Yeah, that is... Okay, all right. And I have another little tiny tidbit. I played a couple hours of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire.
And were you happy? I mean, I know you like Pillars of Eternity a lot.
I did like the OG Pillars of Eternity, even though the story was very, very muddled. It talked about the high gods, but the combat felt really good, and your character can sway. Deadfire kind of says, okay, we're going to slow that down a little bit. We're going to still have the god talk, but we're going to keep you up to speed. We're not going to kind of overwhelm you. As soon as you start the game, even if you don't play the first one, you get caught up, and you get that essence of, okay, how would you do this? Okay, that's cool. How would you do this? All right. Let's say this approaches you. What would you do? Okay. How would you be overall? Okay. Well, I'm a god. You are my new herald. Go and do this, because I actually need this done. Or the whole world's going to vaporize, and, I mean, if you disappear,
the Smiling Moon's going to crash into the earth, you know.
Pretty much. Well, the Smiling Moon is a giant fuck-off stone man that can shoot lasers out of his frickin' forehead.
I mean, that moon was creepy enough in damn Majora's Mask that I would have believed it could have done that.
Yeah. But as soon as you start, you don't have to directly do the story. Like, the whole thing starts off with a very strong shipwreck, kind of. And you basically pull back your crew and you sail around the Deadfire, which is this set of islands. And you do mild trading if you're wanting to earn some money, but, you know, your ultimate goal is to not necessarily stop this big thing, but there's more to it than that. It's either I don't know too much as of right now, but he can speak to you, whether he knows where you are, he knows that you're after him, but he doesn't do anything about it. So there's something about it. I don't rightly know, but I'm excited to keep going back into it. There's a lot of really. Oh, go ahead.
How do you feel about games that force you to go through and do the story versus letting you kind of veer if you want?
I mean, linearity is always something you have to deal with in video games. It's like, hey, here's the main story, here's some side quests. You're always going to have the whole, well, you're not going to be able to progress or get this certain thing unless you do this linear main story.
I was thinking, in one of the Deus Ex games, it has this moment where you're supposed to go save some hostages, and you can instead walk around and search desks and search computers, and you can do it for hours. And after a little while of doing it, you will get a message that, what the hell, what were you doing? The hostages are dead.
Oh, yeah,
and
Human Revolution.
The game continues.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't get a game over. You fucked up. They're dead.
Yep, and then you run into the husband of the wife, which was one of the hostages, and he's like, "What were you doing?" And it has literally a voice line for you literally messing that whole entire thing up.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and it just lets it be a thing. So that's why I was talking about, like, that game, it'll let you go down your side path, but it's very much like, we'd rather you not.
I guess I'm kind of neutral. I guess it depends on the setting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, because you got, like, Fallout. You are just dropped in and you can do whatever the fuck you want. There is no...
My dad needs help. Nah, I'm gonna go eat some mole rats.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into this vault and get high.
To be fair, the original Fallouts, though, had you on a timer. You had to find that water chip.
You had to find that water chip, or you had to find some form of food? Because their crops weren't growing? Something or other. I don't remember twos too much.
I don't remember two. I just remember one being the water chip.
One was the water chip with the crazed computer that held it. And then Brotherhood of Steel was another weird one, but that's another story for
They don't claim that game anymore.
I know they don't.
They're like, that didn't exist. We fucked up.
But as far as it being a Dungeons and Dragons style tactics based, it's very fun. It is. I don't think I've ever had this much fun with a top-down isometric tactics style game like this in a long time. It is something I'm probably going to lose myself in a little bit.
That's good to hear. I'm glad you found something new you like. Something new in a sense. New as in you're experiencing it for the first time.
Yeah.
I like I said, I didn't get to try Mortal Kombat 11, but I will definitely come back with. I promise, I will come back with a review. If anyone is out there like, I don't want to buy it yet because I don't know how it is, I'll let you know if it was worth the price I paid. Now, the version I bought is just the Aftermath extension because I already had all the DLCs except Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn's the only DLC I don't have. He's $5. I just haven't bought him yet.
Okay.
So I'll definitely be back next week with that, and I will do spoil free because it is story.
Yeah, I've heard there's at least 6 hours of story wrapped up in that. And I was like, okay, all right, chill.
I mean, it's the price of another game, so there fucking better be.
Yeah.
The thing that does suck is anyone that didn't get it, you missed out on that vault. I'm pretty sure there will be a way to get the stuff still, whether it's through the like resetting the crypt and reopening things.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Where do you want to move for news? We got a lot of gaming.
We got a lot of gaming.
But I have a good amount of TV, but I have more gaming than anything.
Yeah, I got a lot of gaming too. Let's go ahead and hit up your TV, because when we're done with the TV, we just slam it with games.
Okay. What I'll do is I have a TV that can tie into one of your games, and so I'll end it there.
Okay.
So it's TV and movie. So anyone that's been a fan of Cobra Kai, it is getting its third season.
Yay.
I haven't sat down to watch this yet, but God, do I want to. I want to watch it so bad.
I watched the first couple of episodes because they offered it for free. It doesn't look like it's poorly written. It just looks like it seems like it's another, what is it called? Better Call Saul? Where
I haven't watched that one yet.
Okay, where it's like Breaking Bad already does its thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Better Call Saul is like a runoff. It feels like it did something similar to that, where Karate Kid did its thing, and now it's Better Call Saul variant, you know?
Gotcha.
It's not...
I mean, from what I understand, it's more the Zabkit's story than it is Machio's story.
That is correct.
Which is kind of cool. Now, the interesting thing about them getting season 3 is that YouTube has decided they don't want to do scripted shows on their series anymore. That's not where they're aiming to take things now. I'm wondering if it's because it's like we found out YouTube Red was going to be a thing, and now what is it, YouTube Premium or whatever the fuck they call it now. And my like the original like attempts that they were doing was like they were doing like the Scare PewDiePie, and they were doing things like that where it's like they were doing programs with other YouTubers, and then they kind of stopped, and then Cobra Kai happened, and so now I'm wondering, like, they're now saying they don't want to do scripted stuff. So I'm assuming like maybe they're trying to get back to what the what the program was originally supposed to be, which was turning to the YouTube creators and being like, what would you do if we gave you a show? What would your show be? You know, make content that people want to pay for. But what it's happening is because Sony technically owns this project, not YouTube. They're looking for a streaming service for it. They're going to make the show. They just need a place to show the show. And so they said they have a very short list, and Netflix and Hulu are both on it, and both of those companies want the show. So it's probably going to come down to who pays the most. I'm kind of hoping Hulu takes it because they're not nearly as cancel happy.
Yeah, Hulu. Has Hulu ever canceled anything?
I'm pretty sure they have. It doesn't make big waves because I think when they do, it's like, yeah, I saw that coming. Let me see. Hulu cancels.
Yeah, because I'm curious. I'm curious to know on, like, okay, Netflix already canceled, I think, one of my favorite shows, and I'm sure a couple of shows that you were interested in.
Yeah, they canceled several shows I really liked, and they've canceled several shows I was really interested in, and they took way too long to cancel shows I was beyond done with.
Yeah, I can concur with that one. And it just, why is Netflix just quote unquote not listening?
Because I think they look at numbers, and not reactions.
And then
because a lot of people are like, "Why'd you cancel the show that I really loved that I have not watched in weeks?"
Yeah, and then it's like, "Oh, hey, the numbers weren't there. We're gonna go ahead and cancel it." And then when we ask for the numbers, there's no numbers to be viewed unless it's like, "Oh, hey, this
Ranker."
Okay,
Ranker did a list of all canceled Hulu shows.
Okay,
18 shows.
That's not bad.
Quick Draw, Chance, Shut Eye, which I remember seeing the trailers for, and it had a cast I liked, but it just never drew me in. It's the guy, I think his name's, is it Jeffrey Donovan, from Burn Notice.
Oh.
It was him, and like I really like him, but it's just the show just wasn't speaking to me. And then there was Freakish, Deadbeat, Future Man, The Path. That's the one with I can't remember his name. Aaron Paul played Jesse in Breaking Bad.
Good to see that he's still going. Wow.
Yeah, for actually, the show was pretty good. The first, I Love You, America, with Sarah Silverman. The mini project, because they picked it up after it was canceled, and they ran it for another 2 seasons.
Okay.
Or another 3 seasons, sorry. East Los High, Difficult People, which was one we kept going, I'm going to watch that, and then we never watched it. So, All Night, Hard Sun, Casual, that's one I did start, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I was kind of bummed when they canceled that one. But at the same time, I can't be one of those people like, why'd you cancel my show that I binge watched the first 5 episodes of and then just didn't go back to because I was, watching Friends on repeat.
Yeah.
The Thick of It, Battleground, and Hollywood Wives. Now, I'm not entirely sure that this list is correct because I'm looking at The Thick of It. I'm like, that show's from 2005. I don't know that should be on this list. But that's what Ranker's saying for all the shows Hulu has canceled. I don't remember any of these making big waves except The Path. The Path was the only one I've heard about outside of seeing the ads on my Hulu or on TV. I actually heard people talk about The Path. I didn't hear anyone talk about the rest of these.
Okay. I mean, I haven't heard. I've heard of one of those, but I hope that the ones that are popular stay popular, and then they keep getting seasons. And I hope that Cobra Kai gets a 4th season if they want to keep going with the story. Because from the few episodes that I saw, it wasn't bad.
Well, and it's furthermore there's some shows where they've straight up come out and been like, our goal is 2 seasons, tops.
Yeah.
Or we wanted the 1 season or whatever it is. And so it's been a question of why'd you cancel it?
It's over at Firefly.
Well, that one was never supposed to be that.
I know.
But like, you know, people be like, "Why'd you cancel this show? This show was so great." And it's like, it wasn't canceled. That's all there was. Like, people wanted a season 2 of Good Omens, and Neil Gaiman's like, season 2. That's the whole story. That's all there is.
We want more. We want more.
Yeah.
That's all. It's either we want more.
As a creator, it's nice to hear that people like your stuff and want it. But it's like, I mean, if there's nothing else for me to give you, I didn't, you know.
Yeah.
So, but what else do I got for television? Let me see.
Television.
So, from my understanding, the new Stargirl show is doing really well, and she's facing off with her ice nemesis in the new teaser. So, anyone that's a big fan of Stargirl from DC might want to go check that out.
I did see the trailer for that, but I was not interested because I saw it was
You're
DC.
not a DC person.
No. I did watch the IGN's first 10 minutes of Apocalypse, the Justice League Dark Apocalypse.
Oh, the animated one? Well, their animated universe is amazing. That's
yeah.
why.
I was like, hey, you know what, this is kind of interesting. And then the video got pulled down, and I was like, ooh, okay. Mm-hmm. But I still managed to watch it before I did. Very interesting. I might dig into it if it ever comes to anything that I could view it on. I'm not going to go out of my way to...
Well, it's CW, so it'll be available on CW Seed most likely, or one of the other streaming services that they have a partner with. But CW Seed's free, so...
Oh, then I might actually go out of my way to see it.
Doom Patrol dropped some new photos and stuff like that. They're on the Yellow Brick Road. There's a lot of Alice in Wonderland, or not Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz type of stuff going on. It looks interesting. But here's the weird thing. Doom Patrol Season 2 will be on HBO Max, not DC Universe.
That's interesting.
I feel like they're giving up on DC Universe because it was such a failed project.
I mean, when you already have a whole bunch of failed projects sliding over to be failed projects in one whole, it's not great.
Well, and it's like, Doom Patrol is like one of the things that was doing good over there, and they're moving it. So it's like, let's move people over to this other service because this other service is going to be better. Let's pull the people that are on this to that before we kill this.
Yeah.
Let's find them a new home.
Why? I mean, why not?
No, yeah, I definitely think it's a good idea, but I'm just saying, I feel like we're seeing the first little bits of them finally admitting their mistakes, and they're going to shut it down.
Oh, the state of decay, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So we all know my feelings on it. I'm not going to get into it, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. premiered Season 7. And they changed the time travel rules that are in Endgame.
Why? Why is this a thing? Why is this a...
I think the issue is that you've got too many people going in too many directions, and then the Russos, they were king for a little bit. They got to make all these decisions, but they didn't really have to check with everyone else. It became a thing. The way comics are supposed to be done, and the way a lot of companies do them, and is the way TV shows in a big universe like this are going to have to be done. There's here, for example, DC has different writers working on different projects.
Yes.
They all have to check in with each other what's going on for their stories.
Yeah. Because it needs to make some sort of cohesive sense because, we'll have another freaking Batman versus Superman.
I don't remember who it was, but there was one writer that was talking about how he went over to the person that was writing Nightwing and was like, hey, can I use him for this issue doing this? Is that going to mess up your stuff? He's like, no, okay. And I guess there's like a moment where like Batman punches Nightwing or something like that, if I remember correctly. Someone punches Nightwing. And so the guy reads it when it comes out, and he goes on over to him and he goes, so I see what happened there, and just understand, I'm going to get you back. And he basically later on wrote a moment where Nightwing punches the guy back in a sense over in the Nightwing comics. But they had to go and check with each other and see what was going on and make sure they weren't going to fuck each other's storylines up. I don't think that's what happened with the Russos and with everything. I mean, look at what Endgame has created and Infinity War has created just for the problems it's going to be. Like, what the hell is Guardians 3 going to be about now? You know, like that's gonna be such a weird mess.
I mean,
Yeah,
you only have four. No, four.
You're only missing one. That's the easiest way to put it.
Yeah. And it was one of the best
time
ones.
travel. Yeah, it was one of the best ones. So time travel is different, I guess. It's weird. We're getting to see like some of the birth moments of Shield, though. So, other Hulu news. I should have probably put this with the when we were talking Cobra Kai and all that. Hulu will now let you host a watch party with your friends.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm always down for being across the internet to help out as far as saying, hey, you want to watch something?
So, according to Variety, the watch party feature is currently available, but only for select groups on titles. For a select group of titles on Hulu. So everyone can do it. It's the titles that are select. It's probably licensing issues.
Yeah.
It supports groups of up to 8 people and also includes a chat room. Only subscribers with the $11.99 package with no ads have access to this feature, which is fine for me. That's what I pay. Even though those invited to watch. So I can't invite you if you're paying the $7. You have to have the $11.99. We both have to have access to the group watch.
Okay.
Those who wish to participate in a watch party must be 18 or older to either start or join a co-viewing session, according to the streamer.
That's a good what do they call it? Safeguard to make sure that they don't fall into an actual problem.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I don't know too many people that I would do watch parties with, so it's not a big deal. It would have been good if they launched it a little sooner for us, doing movie nights, but it's all right. That's not a problem. Now, are you up to date on Rick and Morty?
Not 100%, but
they're getting crazier and crazier. I won't go into spoilers, but it's being very fuck it. There are no rules. They killed someone that they shouldn't have been able to, if you ask me.
Oh,
and we'll leave it at that. I can't really get into much without spoiling it.
Okay.
And one other little TV thing. There's going to be a new Lana Lang for Superman and Lois. And the actress that first played her, Kristen Kriuk in Smallville, is very happy to pass the baton, as you could say. So yeah, anyone that was a huge Lana Lang fan, she's coming back. Just new version. I don't know how into Smallville you got, but that was basically the girl next door that he was in love with before he met Lois.
I've seen tears in theirs, but yeah. I know who you're talking about.
And then Berlanti Productions is going to adapt Forbidden Game into the horror novels into a show. So it's Greg Berlanti. He's the guy that did the Arrowverse. He's going to adapt Vampire Diaries. I'm sorry, not Vampire Diaries, but the writer from Vampire Diaries series Forbidden Game as a television show for WB-TV.
Okay.
So he did pretty good stuff with the universe. You're talking a bunch of books that got to make sure they're connected. He might be the guy for this. For anyone that doesn't know what it is, the series follows a 17-year-old girl named Jenny Thornton and her 6 friends who find themselves trapped inside a game after she purchases it from a mysterious young man named Julian. Unbeknownst to her, Julian is a supernatural entity called a Shadow Man who pits players against their own nightmares. As the game drops the groups of friends into different shadow worlds, they risk dying and having their souls forever imprisoned. Thornton is determined to save herself and her friends, but finds herself falling in love with the Shadow Man himself, and her loyalties are tested beyond anything she has ever experienced.
Why does this give me weird vibes of Reboot, the old 90s cartoon?
I could see that, yeah.
But I miss Reboot.
Yeah, Reboot wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is an interesting concept, and I'd like to see it come to TV. I feel like it being such a big thing, TV is really the only place you can take this. This shouldn't be a movie, you know. A couple other quick little things. Paul Feig, the guy that directed and wrote the reboot, remake, whatever you want to call it, of Ghostbusters, is going to be doing the adaptation for School of Good and Evil for Netflix. Now, it says film adaptation, but it's a book series. So I'm assuming this is going to be a one-off. It might get sequels if it does well, but Netflix is not going for television on this. They're not going for episodes. So, what worries me is when I see things like that is if it's a book series, how much crap are you going to try to cram into one movie? You know?
I mean, things can be condensed. There's a lot of things from, let's say, the very first Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone. You have a lot that was just left out. So you just kind of either deal with it or cut out what isn't "quote unquote" necessary.
Then look at like the original Lemony Snicket movie where they went, screw all those middle books. We're just gonna basically take the beginning and the end and just kind of fill some shit in.
And it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but knowing what the actual story is, it's like, wow, there's so much more that could have happened. And at the same time, some people may think like, well, I want to make sure everything's in it, and it could just become an overloaded mess.
Okay, I can see that.
So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you.
This isn't exactly that movie or anything, but Regal Cinema's owner and Cineworld plans to reopen theaters in July. Now, a lot of states are reopening. My state, our state, said theaters can, as long as we start phase 2 tomorrow, theaters can be open, provided they follow the rules. But Regal announced 2 days ago on their social media, we have not made a decision when to reopen. We continue to work with authorities and studios in order to host our audience and show them the big blockbusters in a safe environment. As soon as we have an opening date, we will share. So we're still kind of sitting around going, maybe soon, maybe not. Until they reopen, I don't get charged for unlimited, so I'm not upset. I just want to see some movies.
Yeah. Get what you don't pay for?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Get what you don't pay for?
I mean, yeah, like, I am fine to start paying for it, provided I can actually go and see them. Like, don't start charging me because a theater in Arizona, I'm not driving to Arizona to watch a movie. You know? Gotcha. When my state starts showing movies again, that's when you can start charging me. We talked about the Snyder Cut and how some directors are kind of pushing. I'm not saying that this director is doing this, but it kind of seems like it. Director James Mangold, who directed Logan, shared a video showing the unused opening scene for Logan. He says, and here's the video viz for the opening scene that Garrett Warner and his team and myself put together in prep. So then he talks about having to repost it and whatnot. It's not necessarily him saying, I want my cut, but I feel like maybe this might be the beginning.
I mean, I had mentioned this back when the Snyder Cut thing was very first announced. It's alienating to say, hey, I have a 4-hour-long movie that was my original plan, blah, 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 blah. I don't think anyone would want to sit around for a 4-hour-long movie. And it was like, who cares, man? We all watched freaking Lord of the Rings extended cut, all 3 of them in one sitting. I'm sure we'll be fine with a 4-hour movie.
The problem is that you got studios who this isn't what they think is gonna sell. They think people are gonna see 4 hours and panic. They cut things back, or he thinks it and panics and cuts things back. Whatever the case is, look at how people reacted when the Russos were like 3 hours for Endgame. Everyone's like, oh my god, how am I going to do it? And it's like, you've done it before, dumbass. Like, you did it for Lord of the Rings. You did it for, what was it? Was Matrix 3 hours? Matrix was long as shit.
I think Revelations might have been, but
yeah. You know, it's happened before, but people acted like this is the first time this has ever happened. And
Titanic.
Lost Ark. Titanic. Scarface.
Oh yeah, Scarface was, yeah.
Scarface is long as shit, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
There's 2 VHS tapes that had better been long.
Let's see here. Scarface runtime. 2 hours, 50 minutes.
Yeah, so there you go. Which, by the way, I don't know if you heard, they're remaking Scarface.
I didn't, but who's going to be playing Tony Montana?
I don't think they've casted yet. I think it's still in like early stages.
Pre-production?
Yeah.
Mm.
So, couple other things, and you've actually got movie news too. Don't forget about yours. USA and Sci-Fi joined forces with GLAAD, GLAAD, for Pride Month and debuted some new logos. Sci-Fi is actually very cool and sci-fi-y. USA's, they basically just put Pride after theirs with the colors. They didn't change their actual logo. They just put a secondary part to the logo. But it's all still good and nice stuff. Mm. The spokesman, the president spoke out about the queer-friendly programming acting as a substitute for events during times of social distancing. During a time when many Pride events have been canceled, Sci-Fi and USA are offering viewers a place to celebrate and feel celebrated with specialty content in honor of National Pride Month. We are so grateful for GLAAD's participation and I lost myself. Okay, and towards positive representation and looks forward to joining together to celebrate LGBTQ plus community throughout June. So, some nice stuff going on there. I like USA. I've liked parts of Sci-Fi, but they put a lot of garbage stuff on TV. So, it'll be interesting to see what Sci-Fi does to celebrate Pride Month.
I mean, they got, what, Sharknado?
Oh, God, don't remind me.
Oh God, what is it? Pastor? The Pastor Raptor?
Is that seriously a thing?
Mm-hmm. And there's like 3 other things.
Do you remember Stan Lee's I Want to Be a Superhero? It was a reality show on Sci-Fi.
No.
So they did 2 seasons, and it was basically people moved into a house. They came in with an idea to be a superhero, of a superhero for a comic. They had to come in as the superhero, and they had to go through these different superhero things and try to win, and their character would be made into a comic.
Oh.
And the reward for the season 2 winner was that they would get their own original movie on Sci-Fi. They totally fucking lied because the guy that won, a Sci-Fi original comes out, and his character shows up in the last 20 minutes of the movie. He was doing like on a stage, is doing a speech, sees the monsters, just oh, and then it cuts away, and you don't see him again. That was their original movie for his character.
Great.
Yeah. And then next, I watched, first of all, the new episode of AEW. Second of all, the pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, the one that was supposed to be out here. Pay-per-view was great. They did the City of Stampede. Holy crap, was that hilarious. They have a moment where, because it's in Jaguar Stadium, 2 of the guys, Santana and Ortiz, are fighting Broken Matt Hardy, and they start drowning him in the pool, because there's a pool in the stadium, and all of a sudden he busts up out of the water, and he's a different version of Matt, and they put him in the pool again, and he busts out of the water. He's a different version of Matt again, and he's version 1, version 2, broken, all the different versions of Matt Hardy. And it even brought back the Matt Hardy facts, where it comes up on the screen. And it talked about Matt Hardy being able to hold his breath for 356 seconds or something like that. And Santana and Ortiz are reading the screen what? And he's down there doing the version 1 hand signals and stuff like that, and smiling in the water.
Jesus Christ.
It was amazing.
It seems like it was entertaining. I did watch a few of the highlights, and it looked like it was great fun. I reluctantly folded my arms over my chest and was like, yeah, I guess it was pretty cool.
And then we had someone that was a mystery person for the ladder match, and the winner of the ladder match would get to go on to fight Moxley for the championship belt at the next pay-per-view. Okay. And the person that came out was Brian Cage, who made his debut by walking out and ripping a ladder in half.
I did not see that.
But, He walks out on stage and he has a ladder and he just rips it into 2 pieces. Brian Cage is insane looking. He previously was known as, I'm trying to find his previous name. I feel like it was like Logan something because he's a huge like Wolverine fan.
Wolverine?
Yeah, he's a big Wolverine fan. In fact, when he came out, his wrestling tights have like scratch marks and totally have Wolverine logos on them. So he previously went by Chris Logan. He's also been Cage, John Cage, and Nightclaw. But Chris Logan was the big name that he was known as. Big reveal. He came in, beat the crap out of everyone. Him and Jurassic Express started like slapping each other, and that was pretty cool. And then everyone ganged up on him to pile stuff on top of him to make sure that he couldn't fight them anymore because he was whooping everyone's ass. Orange Cassidy came out and didn't know how ladder matches work. She walks up to the announcers and like, how do I win this? And like, how do you win this? Schiavone already told you like 200 times how to win this. You climb the ladder and you grab Chip. And he's like, okay. So he walks in. One of the ladders is laying on the ground, so he kind of steps on it and he reaches up, can't reach. And then he keeps picking the ladder up and standing it up, but he's not opening it, so it just keeps falling over. And then at one point when Cage is climbing up the ladder, he just climbs onto Cage's back so that Cage is carrying him up the ladder. It was a lot of fun. It was a good pay-per-view.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Orange. Yeah, Orange seems like he's a very, very interesting individual.
He is. And then we got, on the new episode, 2 random guys show up. They drive up in a truck, they get out, and they start beating the crap out of people. It's a tag team going by the name of FTR. They were previously known over at WWE as the Revival.
No. That I also didn't see. I need to find some better highlights or actually go and watch this entire thing. But the Revival rolled?
Yep. The other name that I'm seeing for them is the Revolt. But that was just a rumored name that they were going to come over as. Now they came over as FTR. I'm not entirely sure what it means. But yeah, they came in and they looked like they were going to go for the Young Bucks, and then they started beating the crap out of the Butcher and the Blade.
Oh my god.
So we can expect to see more of them. Some good stuff going on, honestly. An interesting thing. So we got the pay-per-view through Bleacher Report, which was $10 cheaper than doing it through cable. And Bleacher Report has an app on the Xbox, so you're able to just watch it through my Xbox on the big screen. And for people that want to see the pay-per-view, it's still purchasable. You can still go back and buy it.
Oh, so I could do that right now.
Yeah, it's like 44, I think. So, but it was like it started at 4:30, and we weren't done until almost 9 because there was a 30-minute pre-show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is old WWE pay-per-view style where it's everything.
And the pre-show had a match, and the pre-show was free. So.
Oh, okay. So it's worth the money, would you say?
Yeah, no, it was definitely worth it. And Bleacher Report has like a $10 a month thing that gets you a bunch of them. I don't know if AEW's pay-per-views are included. If it is, and AEW actually starts doing like a monthly pay-per-view, we'll probably do that. But as of right now, AEW's only got, I think, 3 pay-per-views. So there's no real need for us to do that yet. We're just going to spend the 44 each time. The next one doesn't have a date. It's Fighter Fest. Last year it was in, I think, June, so we're not entirely sure what the date is. But we do know the one after that is currently holding a date for September because they're hoping they can actually have an audience at that one.
Yay.
Go ahead and hit your movie news before I hit my last one.
Copy.
Because my last one will tie into gaming.
Okay. So, we both saw Sonic. We both enjoyed Sonic.
Sonic.
So the Blue Demon gets his nice up and comings by getting a sequel, as confirmed on Twitter by Jeff Fowler. Round 2 with the Blue.
And I love is it'll be the same people working on it.
Just and if they've already got Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik, Ben Schwartz is Sonic, James Marsden, you know his last name. I'm I'm already excited. I'm already fulfilled. At the very end, that teaser, I'm not going to spoil it because it's still a good movie that I recommend, but that little teaser
I
at the very
the
end.
teaser.
Yeah, the teaser was great. I'm excited. I'm curious to know what the premise is going to be. Of course it's going to be insert character here comes back, but
I'm thinking it'll probably take it off Earth.
you think it's going to go to the Green Hills?
Probably, which makes me a little worried about what's going to happen with Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady.
Yeah.
Because like those are characters I don't want to see go away, but I am a little worried that
they're going to have to.
They're going to have to either that or something's going to happen where someone else has rings and a bunch of stuff comes to Earth.
I mean, he's essentially a pet dog that can go hypersonic.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I'm ready.
I was worried how long it was taking to get an answer on a sequel, honestly, because this movie printed money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It even after its little blunder of spending, what was it? It went from spending 100 and something million to pushing in. I think it was 170 something, and then they were like, okay, well, that's good enough because we already had the voice lines, all that stuff, so all we had to do was just do the green screen over, it's fine. They kerfuddled with it, and then boom, they just shotgun a lot of freaking money. But yeah, you're right, this pulled in a lot.
Alright, and my last movie, television type news. We're getting a Borderlands movie.
Okay.
It is going to be done by Lionsgate. It'll be directed by Eli Roth, director of Hostel, or more recently, Death Wish.
Okay.
The screenplay will come from Craig Mazin, who did Chernobyl and Hangover Part 2 and 3.
Okay.
It'll follow the Vault Hunter Lilith the Siren.
Okay.
And Kate Blanchett, the 2-time Oscar-winning fucking amazing actress Kate Blanchett will play Lilith.
Okay, okay, hold on. You're telling me Kate Blanchett, who's, I'm not gonna say, how harsh it is, but she's not a spring chicken, is going to be playing a 20-something-year-old?
You watch your mouth. She is gorgeous.
She is gorgeous, but I don't think she could play a 20-something-year-old.
I mean, she hasn't really aged.
I mean, nor has... Okay, alright.
I'm gonna drop a photo for you. Someone did a side-by-side of the character and her.
Okay, alright, hit me.
If the damn Discord would move the damn... I can't wait till you're here in person. This is annoying the crap out of me.
I'm sorry. Bip, bop, bip, filler.
There we go. It was driving me nuts.
Okay, yeah. I mean...
And I'm assuming... If they're smart, they're gonna do makeup to try to make them
do that nice.
I want it to be live action, but I want it to look like the comic type thing.
You want it to have that cell shading?
When people paint themselves with the cell shading to do the cosplays,
yeah.
I kind of want that. I don't know that that's what they're gonna do, but that's kind of what I want.
Okay. I mean, they could do the Scanner Darkly, where they do the live, but then they kind of melt it in, because you're gonna have to do some weird funkadelic shit. So, okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Fine. You look fine at 51, Kate. You look fine. You look amazing.
And Kate and Eli have worked together. They worked on the House with the Clock in the Wall, clock in its wall. And they really enjoyed working together. So he's very excited that she's joining him at this.
Good.
She has done all kinds of nerdy shit too. She was in Lord of the Rings. She was in Hobbit. She was in Thor Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Is she the one? Wait a minute. Is she the one that plays the bad guy in Skull Island?
Oh,
not Skull Island. Sorry, King of the Crystal Skull.
The Hitler lady.
No, she was Russian. The Hitler lady is the third one. Last Crusade.
You're right. Dude, to be honest, I probably zoned out of the entire idea of Crystal Skull. So
Yeah, it is Cate Blanchett, and she was fucking amazing as a bad guy. In that, I mean, granted, she was amazing as Hela. She does a bad guy really well, or bad girl, bad woman, bad person.
Yeah, she does bad individuals
very well,
very very well. Especially when she was doing that headdress thing where she pulls her hand through her hair and just all of a sudden has those horns.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see her play a good person, though. You know, like we've seen it before, and we'll see. I'm sure we'll see it again. Roth directing this. This is a weird direction for Roth. I mean, he doesn't do just horror, but like horror is his thing. And so the fact that he wants to do a video game movie, especially with how bad of a reputation video game movies have, is interesting. So, but that's the end of the movie portion and TV portion. But this ties into your first news story for gaming.
We're talking about the Epic game?
Yep.
Okay. Because I was like, there's a whole bunch here. I don't know what first is for you. But the free Epic game, we told you we would always be on top of it, considering it was always on the day that we would be talking about it on the podcast. And this week it is Borderlands, the Handsome Collection. That's a $60 set.
I already went and claimed mine.
I did as well. Epic's doing some very interesting things, but I haven't downloaded anything off of my Epic launcher except for Race to the Sun. Now,
this is a pretty big deal, but there's been another announcement for Epic Game as well for free stuff that I was kind of shocked to see. And I'm sure you were shocked to see.
The Samurai Showdown Neo Geo collection?
Yes, which will be made free June 11th. The game doesn't even come out until June 18th.
Yeah,
People, you can, once it goes free on the 11th, you have those 7 days to grab the game for free. Come the 18th, the game will actually be released and will be a $40 game.
So it's like a pre-purchase for free.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I love Samurai Showdown. Samurai Showdown is probably one of my favorite Neo Geo fighters.
Mm-hmm.
God, if I go back to KOF 98, I would. I'm confused as to why SNK is sliding over to Epic, but at the same time, I'll still pick it up. I'll probably download this one. This one I might actually go off and get.
Be worth it.
Yeah, I would. Free is free.
I don't know what to think about them giving away these really big free titles right off the bat like this, especially something that hasn't even had a chance to make any money. They're just going to give away for free. I'm curious what the end game plan is here.
For the freebies or for
Epic, because it's like, you're enticing us with these free things. Where are you going to start enticing us with spending money?
Yeah, I guess they're just saying, hey, use our stuff instead of Steam. And it's so, I don't know. Yeah, they gave us a lot. Mm-hmm. And as I'm looking at the library right now, most of this I have not paid for. I have not paid for a single thing here. So I am very much a curious George trying to figure out, where the red code is. And there is no reason to spend money for anything on Epic when they are giving their shit away for free.
I haven't spent a dime there. I never even used that coupon they gave me.
Yeah, and I mean, shit, they could have gotten me to get Witcher 3, but they did something a little controversial. They pulled the Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition from coupon use.
Oh. Really?
Mm-hmm.
That game is like never at full price. Like, that game is always on sale.
Yeah, and
you're not going to let someone use a coupon on it?
I mean, if I would have done it, I would have done it earlier to where I would have just been able to do that and been happy. So I guess it was like a more selective timing, I would say. As I said, I'm okay with it. we already own it on Xbox, so there's less of a worry. But to those who are like, I gotta wait till payday, and they're getting kind of screwed off of a $5 purchase, but a $5 purchase nonetheless toward a very, very strong game.
That's weird.
But that kind of leads me into... Guess what?
What?
Humble Bundle News!
Humble Bundle News!
Humble Bundle News!
You didn't send me that.
I did not. Because I wanted to be a secret until the very end.
Oh, okay. I'm ready. All
right.
You can't see my shocked look, but it'll be there.
Okay. I have it in my head. So, Quincy, you like your city builders.
Yes.
What is the one that you're going through right now? What is one that you like right now?
Shit, honestly, right now, I'm not really doing any good ones lately. What was the most recent thing I tried as a builder? There's something I have on the Xbox that I've been doing, and I can't think of what it is.
I know you were doing Jurassic Park Evolution for a little bit.
Yeah, I was doing Evolution for a while. The problem with that one is I don't have the DLCs, and I'm about out of content on the regular game.
Gotcha.
So I actually haven't touched it in probably about a month or two, just because it's like the little bit that's left. That's all I have.
All right, well, enough of the beating around the bush. City Skylines.
Oh, hey. That's actually on Game Pass right now, too, for Xbox users.
Neat. That's $1. That is $1 on Humble Bundle. I'm not done. You also get the Deep Focus Radio, which plays music while you're doing your building with some nice lo-fi or ambient music. Keep you in a nice calm mood while you're building your perfect street layouts.
So, now I've played City Skyline. I have it on Xbox. I had it before Game Pass.
Okay.
My whole thing with City Skyline's music, they originally just had the game music.
Oh, yeah.
And then they added some radio channels for free, which was cool. Mm-hmm. But because of legal reasons, they straight up tell you can't stream while you're playing this music, which is fine. I get that. Yeah. But the problem is every time you start the station, it starts the music from the beginning. So you listen to the same songs in the same order every time. This new thing you're talking about, the Deep Focus Radio, I haven't experienced that yet.
Okay. Well, that's $1. You pay $7.33, you get 4 DLCs. You get City Skylines Concerts, City Skylines High-Tech Buildings, City Skylines Snowfall, and City Skylines Natural Disasters.
So, the only thing I've experienced out of those is I have seen what the High-Tech Buildings is like. I have no idea what concerts entails. I can guess what Snowfall entails. And Natural Disasters, I'm assuming that probably brings in one of my favorite elements from SimCity, which is being able to drop a bunch of natural disasters on your town.
Yes, such as thunderstorms, tsunamis, forest fires, tornadoes, sinkholes, and meteors.
Now, you know what my favorite thing was? Was when SimCity was on the Super NES, and you could send in Godzilla.
I never did the one on
that was my intro to building city builders and shit like that. I played the fuck out of SimCity on the Super Nintendo.
My intro to it was SimCity 2000 on Windows 95.
I think I have a copy of that somewhere.
But that's just the middle tier, and with concerts it has EDM and pop folk bands, rock music. It's got some popular stuff from what it's showcasing. I don't know anything too much on it. But then, $18 gets you 6 more DLCs. Such as the very popular Industries one that this one I believe is their latest. City Skylines Green Cities, Mass Transit, Campus, Art Deco, and European Suburbia.
Interesting. I feel like the European Suburbia would be pretty cool. Campus might be a little interesting. Mass Transit, I mean, it would be a nice add-in to an existing thing. Mm-hmm. Green Cities would be kind of cool to start a new city and do a green city. Industries, I haven't experienced anything with that. I haven't experienced anything with any of these. Industry, though, I feel like it's going to be a lot of pollution that you're going to have to deal with. Lot of pollution to make everyone happy.
I'm sure it has that cycling, because one of my favorite YouTubers, RT Gaming, Irishman, he's a City Skylines-ish He's the one who plays the country roads while throwing meteors into his sets.
Gotcha.
He got a free access to Industries early just to promote the game, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you are 100% right, Quincy. It is pretty much just bad as far as like pipes that put sewage out in the waters, and then you got to figure out ways to clean it up in the same turn, and it's just."
You know that there's someone out there that is modding this game right now to try to run green and Industries at the same time.
I mean, you get both those packs. You literally get both those packs, so...
I don't know how the DLC packs work. I don't know if you can use them both at the same time, or if it's like...
Oh, no, they are all active. Anything that...
Oh, that would be gnarly to try to run both those at the same time. I think I might have to try that.
Well, go for it. But that's $18, and all $18 can support one of my favorite charities... Charity Water.
What's that up?
663 million people on the planet don't have access to clean, safe drinking water. That's 1 in 10 of all life on Earth that is human. Charity Water.
I mean, it happens right here in our own country. It's everywhere.
It even happens here in Vegas because we are a desert.
Yep.
So, good news, they donate 100% of public donations to find and fund sustainable water and find solutions in areas of the greatest need. So, blah. And,
cool stuff.
And a little bit goes toward Doctors Without Borders if you support them, because every time I keep saying Doctors Without Borders whenever I go through my bundles, that's my personal charity that I give to. Apparently, whenever I say I want to donate this much to charity, it gives half and half. One to the support charity that the bundle itself, and then half to the one that I personally support. Because whenever you donate toward Humble Bundle after making an account, you can choose a very specific one. And I never knew that until just now. So I can literally put it all toward Charity Water right now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like City Skylines. I feel like this would be worth it, especially considering we ain't getting a new SimCity, at least not anytime soon.
No.
It's my dream that SimCity will come back strong and available on all platforms.
But you forget who runs it.
I was going to say it's a fucking fever dream, though, because it's EA, which will bring me over to my next news article if you're done with Humble Bundle.
I am not. I just have a small little tidbit.
Okay.
There are 2 more bundles. I'm not going to go too crazy in them. One is RPG game development. I've been on a hike on the RPG games, as mentioned. And if you're doing some early development, there is like some mild 2D sprites that can move in 3D plane, that kind of thing. Teach you how to make an RPG game and get you on the way. The other one is Cosplay Like a Pro. Build your own cosplays. They have different types of books, such as just straight up getting started, or the Hero's Closet, building a cosplay into costuming. You know, it's an interesting little thing.
That would actually be really cool, because I don't know a fucking thing about sewing, and I'm assuming they teach you about sewing, too.
They teach you about sewing, how to work foam, how to make a robotic insert thing here, such as arms, legs, mild face plates. Let's see here. What else we got? LED guns, rifles, helmets, pauldrons, steampunk, weathering, such as like light dirt or otherwise, to make it look like it's more authentic. God, for $18 you get, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15, 23, 31. You get about 31 books for 18, but I didn't know there was more.
Holy crap.
Yeah, there is a lot of books here. And for $20 you get the whole thing, and it's about 50 books.
That's nice. That's not bad.
That is not bad. It teaches you how to do the $20 mark. Teaches you how to work styling of wigs, how to work horns, breastplates for male and female, shoulder armor, more shoulders if you don't like pauldrons but you want shoulder plates, how to do dyeing by hand, how how to do Bondo, such as like for face masks. God damn.
And, I mean, some of this can be real world skills too outside of cosplaying, as well as maybe the beginning to a career. I mean, someone's got to make costumes for movies, guys.
Yeah, and I mean, some people actually really thoroughly enjoy this because didn't they have a contest, like a reality TV show that was basically costume building?
Yeah, so there's Face Off, which is for like FX makeup and stuff like that.
That's right.
Practical things.
That's right.
That's pretty cool. I do know that there have been other things like websites, cons, stuff like that do them for cosplaying.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bunch of things like that. There's another one. I think it has like skin in the title. I don't remember what it is. That also does like the FX makeup stuff.
Yeah, but even still, $1 gets you started all the way up to $20. It supports a charity that we've already talked about, Hero Initiative, helping comic creators in need.
Nice. And understand something. You don't have to stop at the 20. You can donate more than the 20 if you want.
Yeah, there are people who have donated. The highest one right now is $100 or 110.16.
There's a story behind that 16 cents, and I want to know it.
It's you want the truth?
Sure.
Money conversion.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
No, still. It's pretty cool stuff.
Oh yeah, and there's one more small time thing, a very interesting sale, a Devolver Build Your Own Bundle where you pick 5 titles and you save, guess what, 90%.
I mean, you're talking just free shit at that point.
Yeah, I have 5 things in my cart right now, and it's Serious Sam 3, BFE. Titan Souls Special Edition, Strafe, Dungeon Hearts, and Hotline Miami 2 Wrong Number Digital Special Edition. That's $8.81.
Nice.
And I believe it is 10% is going to charity, 10% is my just overall discount. Now, when you sign up for Humble Choice, you get to choose what happens to your 20%. I could put it all toward my discount. Let's see what it would change it to. It'll change it to $7.83. But that ain't me. I'll do 10 and 10 if I decide to buy it. Which I don't know if I want to. Yeah. You know what I want. But a lot of... That's not what I want. Devolver Digital has Grease up here for $6.79 naturally. Minus the 90%, that's 67 cents. 67 cents for Grease. A very beautiful game. 59 cents for Enter the Gungeon. 80 cents for Katana Zero.
Enter the Gungeon is the one I've played out of those. It's fun as a little screw around game. So I mean, if you're looking for something to just pass some time, you just want to jump into a game, Enter the Gungeon is one of those games you can do that with.
Yeah. Actually, strike that. Those 2 games I just mentioned are not a part of that sale. There are 2 separate sales. It's Devolver Digital has their own, but the Build Your Own Bundle is different. I misspoke. But the games that do apply to said bundle, there's an area where you get it all. Sorry about the mislead.
Justin, we're here to deliver the facts and nothing else, damn it.
I'm sorry, I tried adding Katana Zero because I actually wanted to buy Katana Zero. There's also an EA sale, and... there was one other thing I wanted to mention on here, but I can't find it, so I'm not worried about it.
Well, as always, there's a bunch of good stuff over there, and it's one of those things where it's like it's not just games, it's not just books. I mean, a lot of the times they have audio things, they have programs. Go check it out. I mean, it's for a good cause, and it gets you some stuff on the cheap.
Oh yeah,
saving you money and helping people out
every single day.
We'll put Justin's link in the description as well. If you want to help support us a little bit, you can go ahead and use his link, which will allow him to get more crap on Humble Bundle that I will make him play on Twitch.
I will try and do more Twitch streaming. It's been a hard week, man. It's been a hard month. It's been a hard year.
Yeah, 2020 has been a bitch, but we're starting to rally a little bit, starting to pull away from some of this crap, and hopefully things will get better.
One can hope.
So, over to what I had it's EA news. They maintain the exclusive Madden NFL license and a multi-year renewal deal.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so they're gonna keep doing it. At this point, it's probably one of the few things that they do that is not an attempt to screw over gamers. You know, like I don't know.
You can't see it, but I'm rolling my eyes. Maybe it's because I don't play it and I don't see the appeal. I do.
I used to play Madden. I enjoy it. I don't see the craziness behind it, and I don't see spending $60 every year to get the same thing just slightly tweaked. Like, I'd rather buy the game and have them just provide updates and then do like character packs and costume packs and like they make the money through DLCs that way, you know? Like, this is like the one thing where it's like I would understand them making content for you to buy rather than making a whole new fucking game every year. That being said, 2K will return to making NFL video games, but not a Madden competitor. It'll be, just kind of they're just going to kind of go do their thing. They're not going to try to come from Madden. It ain't going to be what Madden is because nothing's going to take Madden down.
No.
It's been 15 years of EA and Madden. You realize that?
God, it feels like longer, to be honest.
It does. So the NFL's old deal with EA was scheduled to expire in early 2022. And at the end of 2021, somewhere within there, the NFL season, the renewal will carry the Madden series through. That would be Madden NFL 26. So they're saying if you release that summer of 2025 would be roughly around to keep it going. That'll hit 20 years of Madden NFL.
Wow.
So it's a big deal. And it kind of worries me if they have the pool to keep these deals going. I mean, granted, Madden's the one place where they haven't failed and they continue to make money, and that's why the NFL wouldn't reject it. But I'm worried that maybe they'll be able to re-up their deal with Disney for Star Wars, and if they do that, is it going to be another 6 years of them not making anything?
Probably.
Hey, that's not what I want.
That's not what I want.
That's not what I want. Anyone that doesn't know what we're quoting, you got to go and find it. We're not going to tell you.
That's not what I want.
That's not what I want.
I concur. I concur 100%. I've never understood EA's values after, like, I'll say EA Sports lost its, like, big market when it used to do the EA Sports big, that area. Because when
what I love is if you went through and did EA Sports big, but you didn't do EA Sports, it's in the game.
Well, that was about that time, but when Big was around, they had like Def Jam, Fight for New York, Def Jam Vendetta, NBA.
I think I still have one of the Def Jams around here, honestly.
Yeah, like they had a lot of really good. SSX3 was amazing. They just had so many good games. They had
They really did.
That was when Underground 2, Need for Speed Underground 2 was popping out. Like, so much. And then we skip ahead to now. What was the last good EA game?
I mean, people have been happy with the Maddens.
Well, of course. But
I tried the new NHL, but honestly, it just... I could not get the handle of it.
I'm talking, like, new IP. Like, you say...
new IP?
You say Titan...
Anthem was a fucking fail.
Anthem was a fail. Titanfall was okay. It didn't sell very well, but it was okay.
I mean, the only thing I could say would be Fallen Order, but I mean that's through an existing deal, and that's a side company from EA that made it. They're just getting all the credit.
And you got Apex, but it's free.
And again, not really something EA was doing. That was just kind of a side part of EA that did that.
Who was that?
I don't remember.
I don't either. But was it Respawn?
No. Although they're supposed to be working on something big.
But even still, like, EA's...
Oh, it was Respawn. You were right. It was Respawn. But
okay.
They're supposed to be working on something big also.
Okay, that's fine and fair, but there's just so much that they could be doing right now that they're not doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you got one of the Rockstar execs saying, hey, guess what? Over the next 5 years, we're probably going to pop out a lot of games. And
I hope so, because I feel like ever since they realized the success of GTA 5 Online, that's all they've cared about.
Yeah, now
we got Red Dead, but now they're doing the same thing with Red Dead Online, and I play Red Dead Online, but I very much sit there playing Red Dead Online and going, there's not going to be anything new.
No.
At least not for a very long time.
It's going to be a minute before we get something, but I'm curious to want to know what they're going to pull out, because he's saying, I don't know if it's a bloated number, but he says 96 games.
That, I don't know, dude.
96
that
games
seems...
in 5 years? Unless you have all the studios working on different projects.
That sounds like a big push. I don't know about that.
Yeah, you've got a lot of numbers. So, alright, we'll see. We'll see, Mr. Executive. Let's hop over to the trailers that I don't know if you saw them all.
Yeah, I caught them.
Okay. Is it really weird that I really, really want to play Minecraft Dungeons?
Honestly, when I first saw it, it looked really interesting, and we get it through Game Pass. We could have actually pre-downloaded it, and the day the game launched, we were able to play it. I just didn't because I have no room on my console right now, and I'm being very picky about what I'm downloading.
Hang on, I'm grabbing my controller.
Are you downloading it?
I just turned on my Xbox.
I might play it. You'd be the only person I know that'll have it, though, because my other friends keep bitching that Game Pass is too expensive at $10 a month.
When they'll do $11.99 for Hulu.
I'm
right there. But I'm definitely gonna grab it. Someone tells me it's not that big. Xbox Game Pass.
I don't think it is.
No.
I can tell you the size right now from my phone.
Oh, I'm gonna grab it. Don't worry, I got it. I'm already on it. Hootie yee haw. It's just I'm not exactly facing my mic.
It does look interesting. It looks like a new take that I wasn't expecting to happen with Minecraft.
Yeah. I never would have thought about it. There it is. Yeah. 2 gigabytes.
I was gonna say 3 gigabytes according to my phone. So, if it wasn't for the fact that Lauren is currently watching TV on the Xbox, I would download it from my phone right now. But I don't want to fuck things up for her. I mean, it's just a pop up, but it would be annoying if someone popped a pop up while I was watching my movie.
Popped a pop up while you were popping.
Popped a pop up, and I'll pop and pop up. Poppity poppity pop pop pop. No, it does look really interesting. I mean, there's not much to say on it. It's meant to be multiplayer or played alone. They really push for multiplayer.
I mean, I've been looking for a good
dungeon crawl.
Yeah, I've been looking for a good Diablo clone since Diablo 2 because, oh god, what is that one called?
I don't know.
Hold on. Torchlight 2.
Oh, gotcha.
That one wasn't. It felt like it wanted to be, but I just didn't like the classes that were about. I liked the idea of guns, and I was like, oh hey, that's pretty nice. I can get my head around that, and then I just never kept going. It just didn't feel like something I wanted to be in.
The only thing that sucks is I wouldn't mind us having a full party on that. I feel like, Minecraft Dungeons would be a good game to have a full party on.
Yeah, and I just finished downloading it.
What'd you say?
I just finished downloading it.
Yeah, it'll download in no time. But, I'm fine with it being the two of us. Maybe we'll do some streaming on it or something.
Sure.
But, it's one of those things where it's I would like to actually have I think it's a party of 4.
Yeah.
But it's all right. Putting that to the side, it looks fun. If you're a Game Pass person, you're getting it for free. I think it's a $50 game.
20.
It's a $20 game?
I'm looking at the price tag. $19.99.
No fucking way. All right, it's a $20 game. I thought they were charging under regular price, but not that far under regular price.
No, that's why I'm like, how big is this game? Can we do it in a night? What makes this game?
Well, I think it's gonna randomly create the dungeons.
Okay, that's fun and fair, but
it's gonna have replay value.
It's gonna have. I mean, if it's gonna have premeditated things, that's fun and fair. Diablo 2 had that, where it was similarity, where it was here's this block, put them all together, blah blah blah. If it has that, that's cool. It's similar. It seems to have classes. It seems to have an idea. I'm going to dive into this. And, I mean, I don't know controls. I don't know classes. I just saw the big old hammer coming down and thunder being spiked around. That was cool.
There's artifacts, like magical weapon type of things, special weapons and stuff you find.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be like everyone has the hammer. It's going to be like you find the hammer and stuff like that.
Okay.
So.
All right. I'm more than welcoming to get into this. I'm excited. So, Quincy.
Yes.
Do you like Silent Hill?
I do. Now, here's the weird thing. I never actually played it.
We're gonna have to change that sometime.
Well, I never owned it, so what I did is I watched playthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've seen the first 2 games. I've just never played them, and then I watched the movies. I know everyone hated the first movie, and I get it. I rather enjoyed the second one. I enjoyed the first one too, and I know you've got your gripes mentioning the nurse and everything, but my argument is it's a different character with their own level of mental issues and stuff like that. Don't look at it as the same guy going in.
No, of course not. But okay, it's more along the lines of when it's a female character going in to battle the idea of what the nurses are standing for. That's where my mind begins to go. But that's not what those nurses are supposed to mean. Like, what do they mean to her? And they never really give you the full explanation for it.
Gotcha. I understand.
Like, everything has... in Silent Hill 1 and 2, in both of those, very, very descriptively, mostly everything has a meaning behind what they are, such as the creatures. There is no backhanded ideas. It is a... what do they call it? A meaning for each and every single... Like, the nurses for Harry were his lust because his wife was dying and he just wanted to move on. He was already ready to, but his guilt manifested into said nurses. That makes sense.
What if he manifested all that stuff? His story in Silent Hill is done. Other people are coming into Silent Hill, and what he manifested is still there behind.
I guess, but Silent Hill is technically not a real place. Technically. I kind of want to be a part of that idea, but it doesn't make too much sense when that's the only thing that stays behind.
But remember, at the same time, like there's like a power of Silent Hill in the movie because like there's the part where in 2 where they're at the motel.
I don't fucking count the movies.
Suddenly they're in. Well, we're debating the movies, but like suddenly they're in Silent Hill despite not having actually made it there yet. It was like it's interesting.
It is
Silent Hill can be where it needs to be.
It is a mental state.
But putting that all aside, yeah, I like Silent Hill. I really was hoping PT would have been something, and I still hope that we will eventually get a Silent Hill. I'm kind of hoping Sony does the purchase just so that we can see Silent Hill happen rather than waiting for Konami to finally decide they want to actually make a fucking game.
They made a golf game.
What's your Silent Hill news?
Well, you don't mind Dead by Daylight, right?
I actually rather enjoy Dead by Daylight, but I prefer to play as the killer.
Well, good news, you get to play as a new one. Pyramid Head joins the fight.
Oh, you mean I'll get to be a nurse? Fine.
Yeah, you get to be the hot one.
I mean, have you seen Pyramid Head's chest? I mean, he's pretty hot.
He's fucking ripped. Got a chiseled jaw.
That's pretty psyched. I'm pretty psyched for that. That's
like they've got a lot of DLC characters that are very much a what do they call them? Trademarked? I don't know what to really call that.
Property. Intellectual property.
All right, that I'll go with that. Because we've had Jigsaw, we've had Ghostface, we've had Leatherface,
Michael Myers,
now Pyramid Head, and I'm sure there's a couple others I'm forgetting because they've had so many.
Stranger Things.
The
Demi Morgan.
Yeah.
But that's actually it so far, and I'm kind of hoping for, maybe Jason. Oh, well, no, because that's still got all the legal crap. So maybe Freddy Krueger, but if they're going to do it, they got to make it Robert Englund, not the fucking guy from the remake.
Oh, yeah, concur.
Pinhead would be cool.
Pinhead would be kind of nice. I just don't know.
I just feel like it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know what it... I mean, does Pyramid Head make sense in this?
Well, I mean, Pyramid Head went after people. Pinhead more just kind of showed up because you opened the box. You were fucked from the instant you opened the box. There was no, you open the box, now you run from Pinhead for an hour.
Pyramid Head is the weight of your guilt.
Yeah.
What do these motherfuckers have to be guilty for?
I mean, they're teenagers. They probably did something wrong.
You're right. You know what? Yeah, I don't know why I even debated it. Shit.
If I'm being honest.
I have seen all the Halloween movies. I know what the fuck they do.
Yeah. Now, is this coming with just Pyramid Head, or is it coming with, a map as well? Because Myers came with a map, which was pretty cool. You could actually go to the Myers house and stuff like that.
It comes with the added survivor character.
Okay.
Heather Mason, also known as Harry's daughter. And guess what? It is in Entity's realm, which is the Broken School, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, cool.
It has pretty much, I don't want to say the same layout, but it's a similar layout to one of their other maps, apparently. Just so that way there's that whole thing of keep the maps, knowledgeable, so that way you're not confusing players.
Yeah. I forgot there was one other property that we got, but it was just a survivor, and that's Ashley Williams.
Ooh, groovy.
So yeah, I would like to see some more survivors too. And I'm trying to think of whoever other good survivors would be. Maybe Buffy.
Buffy.
That'd be kind of cool. I
mean, either Buffy or Sabrina.
Yeah, I mean, it's only more recent that Sabrina got dark, though. So before the new thing, Sabrina would have made sense. With the new thing, I think I could see that.
I just don't know. Each survivor got their own little tiny ability. I wonder what hers. I think she might actually be too strong.
Maybe, yeah. Now we won't get the Alien or Predator because they're doing their own games and whatnot. But I'm still trying to think. Let's brainstorm for the next episode on more villains we would like to see for this. More monsters and more survivors.
I'm so excited.
Do you know the price range on this?
Give me 1 second. Negative Ghost Rider. I do not know.
Okay. Ghostface was only $5 because it was just the character, so I'm assuming it'll probably be right around there.
5, 10, maybe, because you're getting both the survivor, a map, and the
character. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, their add-ons for the game aren't too pricey, and again, that's something that's on Game Pass. So I mean, you just got to buy the add-on.
Yeah. All right. So I sent you a preview of something. It was 6 minutes long. I don't know if you watched through it all. Called Outriders.
Okay, so I did watch it, and honestly, it looks interesting, but one of the maps looks like a ripoff from one of the Call of Duty maps.
Kind of, sort of. I like it. I saw the big numbers, and I saw the gunplay, and I was just like, this looks pretty good. And then he throws up his hands, and crap. And I was like, okay, all right, you're getting me, you're hitting me, and then all of a sudden he just spikes him up with this giant fucking pillar of obsidian. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I was like,
I kind of liked the slashing one too. That
yeah, was and then the wall of fire that just goes right in front of him, and then the blink that he has where he looks like he's rolling, but he blinks behind them, and I'm just like, oh, that's fucking actually kind of cool. All of it just looks really nice. Headshots look so fucking meaty. And skill trees, all this, that. It looks like it's going to be a Destiny clone that's a little more gritty. And everything doesn't look like it's going to be bullet spongy, but it does look like they're going to be able to take their lumps. But I'm excited. This looks good. The only downside is that's all I know about it is a couple classes, how they look, little bit of gunplay. I don't know what else this thing's about. I don't know what story this is.
I don't know either. But there was an interesting thing at the end of this video. IGN's Summer of Games, or Summer of Gameplay, or whatever it's called, starts June 4th and runs through June 5th, and they're showing us all kinds of goodies. What sucks is one of those days is podcast day, so we'll catch everything we can before the episode and keep you guys updated on it.
Of course.
But the second day is after podcast, and it's my anniversary. So I'll have to catch that all later.
Yeah. Anniversary comes first.
Yep.
What else did I got? So, you and I both like Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. Old, new. I think I like everything except for Elementary, which I did not give a chance because I don't like Lucy Liu.
That's fine. So Sherlock Holmes is getting another little tiny puzzler, click and point and click. I don't know. It was all cinematic, where he picked up this amulet and he is in his family home, where it once looked good, but then at the very end of the trailer, it didn't look so good.
It's kind of ghosty, almost. I don't.
It's not very clear, but it seems like this is about Sherlock Holmes' past and having to probably deal with dear old Mycroft.
Now, is it just me, or does it look like is it by the same people that have been doing the other Sherlock Holmes games? The Devil's Daughter and
whatnot? I don't think this is Focus.
The only reason I ask is because it had the line through Sherlock Holmes, like through the name.
Hang on, I'm looking. This is Frogware.
Okay.
Why does that sound familiar?
It does sound familiar. And I'm not sure why either.
Oh, no, I take that back. It wasn't Focus, and yes, it is the one who once did the Devil's Daughter and Crimes and Punishments and the Testament.
So this is a prequel to their stuff, then, it seems.
And do you want to know what else?
Calling it the first chapter.
Do you want to know what else they did recently?
What?
Sinking City.
Well, not everything's a winner, right?
Yeah. Just kind of bums me out a little.
Yeah, the concept was good. It didn't work.
No, it didn't.
Like, physically didn't work.
No, it didn't. And, I mean, it did on a storytelling aspect, but when things got serious and had action, no, it didn't.
We'll eventually get a really good action Lovecraftian game. This looks cool, though. I'm thinking it's going to play heavily on the death of someone, just because like the place gets boarded up. The character at the end of the trailer is kind of glitching out a little bit. So I think it might be they might be delving into some darkness in his life that kind of led to where things are now for him. And their Sherlock Holmes series has always been very much like, yeah, there's this established story for the character already. We're going to kind of build from that established story to tell our own story.
Yeah.
With the introduction of the Devil's Daughter and whatnot, like they've taken it in a new way while keeping it in its time, which was interesting.
I mean, I'm thinking the one that was next to him might have been Mycroft. And
I was thinking either Mycroft or maybe his brother. I don't remember if his brother's in the other games.
Yeah, without a mustache, I don't think that's...
I'm sorry,
Watson.
Mycroft is his brother. My bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking either it was going to be Mycroft or it was going to be Moriarty, but I'm not thinking Moriarty because I don't think he would have known him that early on. That's what I was thinking.
And without that handlebar mustache, I can't say that that's fucking Watson at all. I have no reason to call that Watson until he says I am Watson. I don't think that's Watson.
But it might be good. They've done good before, so we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit a couple quick little things here before we do your big ones.
Oh yeah, I got one big one that I'm excited to hit. Go ahead.
I know you are. So, Newsarama, if anyone wants to check it out, they're keeping an updated list whenever they get new news on superhero or comic book video games. So right now, what's got a confirmed schedule date for 2020 is July 3rd, we will get Iron Man VR. July 31st, we will get Fairy Tail. So that's the anime. September 4th, we will get Marvel's Avengers. And September 4th, we will also get Doraemon, Story of Seasons. Unscheduled for 2020, we have the new Tintin mobile game. And Marvel Realm of Champions, which I have seen some pretty cool trailers for. I'm hoping the game works out really well. I do believe that's another mobile one. Unscheduled but announced, we have the Untitled Batman game that's coming from Warner Brothers Montreal, which should feature Court of Owls and be another prequel in the Arkham series. We have another Untitled DC game, which I'm interested to hear more about. And they have Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions, that's coming from Bandai Namco. And then Tokyo Ghoul, Call to Exist. That's another Bandai Namco one. Those are all sitting at unscheduled. What I find interesting about this list is they're not even bothering to report the supposed Rocksteady next DC comic game that keeps getting put off, and then they just dropped out of even bothering to show up to E3 anymore and shit like that.
Jesus. I mean, to be fair, they're all probably going to just do sit at home pre-records, so it's going to come out a lot better than going into another room and playing the guitar.
With this one I'm talking about with Rocksteady, it was like, we're working on a new game. It won't be Batman anymore. We ended the Arkham series. Okay, what is it? We'll let you know. And then a year or two passed, and then they were like, we're going to be at E3 to show our new game. And then E3 came, and they weren't there. And NetherRealm even made fun of them for just not showing up. And then the next year, they pulled out at E3. And then now here we are, and E3's not happening. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm not going to depend on you from a game, and other news companies aren't either. The next thing I have is we talked a little bit about Artifact in the past. It's the weird deck building game from Steam. Well, now they're doing Artifact 2.0. They're updating it. It's still being considered like they're still comparing it to Hearthstone and like Dota 2. The big thing to come out of this update is that you don't have to build your deck. It'll build it for you with a new feature.
Oh, gee, thanks. You take out half the game.
I don't see how that's fixing the game. And then, really quick, a couple Destiny things. So Destiny's 2 future content will be announced alongside the Season 11. So my understandings is Season 11 will launch June 9th, so that's when we're going to get all this news. But my understanding is I don't think Bungie is planning on making Destiny 3. I think Destiny 2 is just going to keep getting shit.
That makes sense.
I'm kind of okay with, because 2's gotten better, but 2 was not what I wanted when it started. And then another thing is Destiny players can finally see the Almighty ship plummeting towards Earth. With 2 weeks left in the season, the threat is becoming real, and you can actually look up into the sky and see the ship coming. When you're like running around playing.
I mean, that's neat.
That's pretty cool. And then my last thing, and this one's kind of big, but I'll hit it real quick, and then we'll just wrap up with your game stuff.
Hell yeah.
Xbox Series X backwards compatibility will add HDR and 120 frames per second to support to older games.
All right.
So there's a lot of work being put into this idea of like playing everything,
and also making them run better. But what makes me wonder, what if it's not going to be a hardware issue? What if it's going to be a software issue, to where the game is so poorly optimized that it runs at 30 no matter what?
Well, I mean, okay, here. Let me go through their breakdown real quick. Let me know if this answers it. This includes support for HDR color in Xbox 360 and original Xbox titles, and even double the frame rate of select set of titles from 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second, or 60 frames per second to 120 frames per second. So it won't be all titles. It'll be titles I'm assuming they can handle. Backwards compatible games can run natively on the Xbox Series X hardware, running with the full power of the CPU, GPU, and the SSD. No boost mode, no downclocking, the full power of the Xbox Series X for each and every backwards compatible game. This means that all titles run at the peak performance they were originally designed for. Many times even higher performances than the game saw on the original launch platform, resulting in a higher and more steady frame rate and rendering at the maximum resolution and visual quality. Backwards compatible titles also see significant reductions in in-game load times for the massive leap in performance from our custom NVMe SSD, which powers the Xbox Felicity architecture. Does that help?
A little. Like, I'm trying to wrap my mind around it, but I'm still thinking that some games that are like this line of code here, force run at 30, and then it tries to fake it to make it run at 120. I don't know how that's going to work, but
well, like they said, select titles. I'm assuming they're looking into coding of the games to make sure that something like that isn't going to be an issue before trying to force it.
Okay. Okay.
That would be my assumption.
Then I ain't even mad. Like, they're doing things to improve what they already have.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I got. So, what's left on your end?
Oh, man, it's System Shock.
Yeah, it is. We've been talking off and on about how this was going to be a thing, and we hadn't really seen anything. And then suddenly we got to see 15 minutes of a thing.
Thank you, IGN. I appreciate you. It has old stylings of the puzzles that are kind of like Pipe Dream, where you gotta kind of connect circuits to one another. But they increase the difficulty because you see two different things. One is like you see where the power comes from. You can attach it to the other power source, or you can attach it to different fuses, and those different fuses open up different doors or otherwise. And it makes you think, do I need to open up this door? Do I need to open up this door? Oh, I need to open up 2 doors to get to that. And it actually gives you puzzles in the midst of a very, very claustrophobic area. One thing I will make mention is this is a very colorful game. And I don't mean like, bright, shiny. No, I'm talking like a lot of neon and a lot of...
It feels like they went, well... What would the 80s look like if they could run better games?
And I would say this is a pretty good middle ground.
Yeah.
A lot of blood, though, I will say. So it is pretty much a feel for a first-person Dead Space, but with a little more color. That's my forced take on it. And, of course, an item crafting system and all that, such as...
The shooting looked nice. I wasn't too big of a fan of how the melee looked, but maybe that was just the player. Maybe...
it made him look like he was going bonk, bonk, bonk.
Boink.
Boink. Yeah, it looked a little wonky, but I'm okay with it. I'm actually fine with it. I like this. This actually looks like a lot of fun, and I actually want to buy this. I'm
excited for it.
I'm probably going to just straight up throw money at it as soon as it comes out. One more little tiny thing is... So, next week we already have the... what was it? State of Gaming? What was the one that we were talking about from...
the IGN one?
Yeah.
It's the Summer of Gaming.
Summer of Gaming. Okay,
yeah.
Even still, we're getting something from Sony, too.
Yeah.
High potential, and it's going to talk about, of course, the PS5, to which I got to reply, that PS5 controller better have a actual, like, you got your touch wiggle woggle, give me the one that's not a touch wiggle woggle, give me one that's a physical wiggle woggle, thank you.
Yeah, can we actually get some information on the controller rather than a bunch of photos coming directly from you guys that obviously shows us 2 different controller designs?
Yeah, I'm holding my Xbox One controller right now, because I've actually been playing... Minecraft Dungeons while we've been chatting.
This is why I need you here in person. I'm gonna slap you.
But believe it or not, it's not as mind gripping as watching a YouTube video. It's very much I can do it while I'm having this conversation.
Yeah.
Runs kind of wonky, but not bad.
I'm sure there'll be a patch.
Yeah.
Day 1 patches happen. Day 2 patches happen. Day 358 patches happen. No game is perfect.
Looks over at Fallout 76. Day never approaches.
Well, there's been patches, just not all of them have worked, and not all of them are the patches we need.
You are correct. And
At least it didn't brick any consoles.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I will give you that one. But aside from that, it said that we might get something come next week. They are trying to build up a little bit from what happened at Tokyo Game Show. They had a little bit of nudge, and that was where the first prototype of the PlayStation 5 model was. So maybe we might get a little something. We might get some game publishers deciding to give us a little more, considering maybe E3 might still be canceled by the time it comes around.
Yeah, I'm assuming it is going to be.
So I'm going to be all ears. I am all ears for what Sony might come out with if they do something.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to hear what they have to say. I just don't have high hopes. That's all.
I mean, you might have a new Batman that's just sliding under the radar. You might have a new Spider-Man that slides under the radar. We know that they're working on a sequel to Spider-Man, and it ain't going to go anywhere other than Sony. I also know that we have Sunset Overdrive 2's coming to Sony. Neutral, I still haven't really played that much of it. I'm gonna download that too. But this will be my goal right now. I'm pointing at Minecraft Dungeons. This seems like it's gonna be fun. But moving back to this, I want from Sony what we want. I actually do want what we want. And what I want is, let's say, a new Infamous game, a new Killzone game, something that their IPs are. I wouldn't mind a sequel. I wouldn't mind a prequel to something. I wouldn't mind running into something they've already released before. Give me something maybe even the new God of War, considering they kind of hinted at a sequel.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a sequel to that. There's no way we're not.
I mean, I'm talking as far as an announcement, like a full-blown trailer or a full-blown hint, or even I'll take a teaser. I'll take a fucking teaser at this point.
Where I would like to know where things stand on Uncharted.
As far as I remember hearing that 5 was just the end.
Well, then they released the one with the girls after that.
I thought that one was before. I thought that was just after.
No, it was after.
Oh, then I have no idea. But even still, I would like to know where everything stands with Sony. I want a little bit of translucence.
It was the next year.
Oh, wow. I would like a little bit of translucence from Sony and talking about what we're going to receive, if we're going to receive.
Oh, wait, you said 5, so then technically if you want to look at that one as 5, yeah, because the last Nathan Drake one was 4.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was Uncharted 4 at Thieves' End, and then they had Uncharted The Lost, which was the 2 female characters.
Oh.
The Lost Legacy, which came out the next year.
And I got one little last bit of tidbit news. You ready for it?
Sure.
Ba-da-ba, shoe news.
Oh, saved by the shoes. What do we got?
Alright, so, Gear Anime, a website that does a little bit of dilly-dallying with making shoes that are already make, and kind of dolling them up into a different style, such as Dragon Ball Z. They're Nikes, dressed up like Dragon Ball Z. They have a Vegeta one, where Vegeta flying down looking Super Saiyan Blue is the swoop. Swoosh?
It's pretty cool looking, actually. I like the way these look. I would probably... I could see owning these. I just don't know that I would ever wear them, so I wouldn't buy them. But... they're a very cool thing to have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the swish is the word you're looking for.
Swish, okay. And another one that I want to make a mention of, Demon Slayer has one as well for Tanjiro's checkerboard style with his blade of water. I fucking love the look of these. They look so nice. I could see wearing them. The only downside is $99.95. So $100 for these. They are very much handcrafted. They are solidified. People are buying them. I see a couple sizes continuously selling out from the times that I've been looking. They've got Air sneakers that are $95. They've got Yeezys, if you will, that run for $97. And they're anime. They're of course anime, and of all different styles, if you will. You think those two are the only ones? No, you hop in there, you got ones of Naruto, you got ones of My Hero, you've got you got the Dragon Ball Z, you got a lot of Dragon Ball Z. More Naruto, more it's pretty much those three for the first bunch of pages, and then you get Pokemon, you get some very individualistic ones, such as like the Capsule Corp, where it has that nice navy blue with white. You get Majin Buu, you get more My Hero, more Dragon Ball Z, different types. If you have a character that you really like to represent on your shoes, this would be a way to do it.
And we'll probably keep an eye on them too to see what new stuff they come out with.
Oh yeah, and most of these kind of flew under our radar, considering these have been out for a while. The new Vegeta ones, the Super Saiyan Blue ones, those are the newest ones, and that was 2 months ago.
Okay, so we got to keep a better eye.
Yeah,
we're slacking. We're letting people down.
We got to let them know about the butt-up shoe news.
Alrighty, well, that's about all we got, right?
That is all I have. There was one thing I want to mention, but I'll mention it next week.
Alrighty, so we'll be back on Thursday next week. And just remember, I know it's hard out there, but Brew can do it.
Brew it. Have a good night, guys.
Bye, dear guys.